Hello and welcome to another episode of Story Roulette. I'm your host, Mr. Clunky. This week's episode is brought to us by Brazen Braden, who left his comment in his list in the comment section down below. So if you want to be responsible for next week's episode, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below with your list of words. There are instructions in the description, so please give it a read and you could be responsible for next week's episode. So all of that said, let's get going. Alrighty, so let's bring in the chest of nouns, shake it up, do it again, alrighty, close it up, let me see if we can open it up, come on, let's do this, goose, there we go, goose, it's word number one, box of verbs. Be good to be able to open it up. Go. Let's see, so we have goose so far. I need to stop crumpling these things up so tightly. There we go. Hiding. Turning out, and the hat of names. Let's bring it in. And let's see what we got. Nessie Knick-Knack. Alrighty. So we have goose, hiding, and Nessie Knick-Knack. Alright. So our story begins with a little girl named Nessie. Nessie was a little Scottish girl growing up next to Loch Ness. And when she was little, her mother, or at least before she was born, her mother she claimed to have seen the Loch Ness Monster, also named as Nessie, and she subsequently named her daughter Nessie. Now, I realize Knick-Knack is not a very Scottish surname, but work with me here, okay? So she was a Scottish person, or at least, okay, let's put it this way. Her parents were immigrants to Scotland. Her mother then saw the Loch Ness Monster, and she subsequently named her daughter Nessie. Nessie Knick-Knack. Now, since I stayed next to the loch lake thingy, majiggy, the bobber thingy, the thingy with water in it, okay, where the monster lives. They had some geese as pets because they lived there next to the water. And Nessie, she had her pet goose. And this day, and she did everything with this freaking goose. I mean, this goose would follow her around, and if anybody has ever come across, if any of you have come across a goose, you know that they can be pretty aggressive things. But it was very passive towards Nessie. She was very fond of Nessie, and these two were practically inseparable. Okay, so one day, Nessie got this idea that she was going to play hide and seek from the goose. Because you see, her mother would never allow the goose in the house, so what she would then do, or what she then did was, she snuck out, trying to hide from the goose. Now the goose being a goose, and being very attached to this little girl, it went a little bit berserk, and you know, kind of started just going nuts, quintessentially, because it was its favorite person in the entire world wasn't there, and it was sad. It was really sad. So here we have this goose running around, or waddling around, I guess is a better description. Practically just biting at things, you know, or pecking at things. You know, they kind of snap. You know how they snap things? Yeah, kind of snapping at people. Running just all over the place looking for this girl. Now it just so happened that this little girl got bored because, well, geese are not exactly expert trackers, so the goose was just off into the whole wide world, and just hours and hours went by until little Nessie then decided to finally come out of her hiding place and look for her little friend, whom she thought it would be funny to hide from. Excuse me. And she couldn't find the goose. And she then had to obviously go on a search. Now, fortunately, the goose made such a fuss that it was quite easy to find clues as to the goose's whereabouts. And she found the goose eventually. Kind of stark raving mad in a corner, kind of almost shivering, just again biting at things. And that goose was very angry at her, and they were reunited. But after a few, so like I said, the goose was really angry at her. So after a few sort of retaliatory pecks for having abandoned it, they were reunited. But that was unfortunately not the last sort of little adventure for the day, because when she got home, all of her parents, everybody there was in a panic. They were sort of like, there was a whole crowd gathered at her house. And what it turned out was a rumor accidentally spread. Because her name is Nessie, and this goose, then when she had this pet goose, which went berserk, a little confusion happened. And given the history of her mother having seen the Loch Ness Monster, the people thought that there was an actual Loch Ness Monster. And because it was Nessie's goose or Nessie's monster, the person said, "It's a monster!" Because this goose was going really crazy. And they got home to find everybody there, collected around, or sort of standing around the house trying to find this, or trying to at least spot this monster, which then turned out to be just a goose, which had gone crazy. And yes, so there we have the story of Nessie Knick-Knack, her goose, and her day, her hide and seek, or her game she tried to play. Yes, and everybody was mad at her. Yeah. Okay, that's it for this week's episode. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to leave your comment in the comment section down below with your word list, or just a comment in general. And I will see you all next week. Have a good one.